Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Strap in because what's unfolding in the NFL right now is nothing short of seismic, especially if you're a Seahawks fan. Rumors are swirling around a blockbuster trade that could redefine the NFC West and send shockwaves through the league. We're talking about the possibility of Travis Kelce, the legendary tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs, landing in Seattle. Yes, you heard that right. Kelce, at 36 years old, still playing at an elite level, could be heading to the Pacific Northwest. And man, does that change the landscape for the Seahawks. Let's set the scene first. The Chiefs, sitting comfortably at a 9-4 record, are facing a crossroads. Kelce, despite being still one of the best in the league, posting 68 receptions, 820 yards, 6 touchdowns in 2025 with a PFF grade of 88. 5, which puts him in the top tier of tight ends, has reportedly signaled that he's open to a move. The Chiefs, aware of their cap situation, which is over $22 million for 2026, are potentially willing to part ways with Kelce in exchange for a third-round pick in 2026 and a conditional second-round pick. This trade would free up a hefty $18 million in cap space, allowing the Chiefs to revamp their roster, especially around Patrick Mahomes, who's got new weapons like Rice, who already has over 100 yards this season. But why would the Chiefs consider such a move? Well, the reality is, despite their success, there's been some skepticism about their dynasty staying intact. Their defense has been giving up around 23 points per game, and the cap situation is tight, forcing them to make tough decisions. Without Kelce, their offense drops about 12% in middle efficiency, which is not something they want to risk. They're eyeing the future and the immediate necessity to build around Mahomes' new targets. Kelce's departure would be a significant blow, but it's a trade-off they might accept to bolster other areas. Now let's turn to Seattle. How does this potential trade impact the Seahawks? Well, it's huge. Kelce's arrival would be a game-changer for the offense, especially considering the recent injury to Arroyo, who is out with a shoulder injury expected to keep him sidelined until December. Kelce's veteran presence, route running, and clutch postseason performances, totaling 400 playoff yards in his career, could elevate the entire offense. He would slot in perfectly next to Smith, boosting the short passing game, which is already a strength for Seattle. With Kelce, the Seahawks' short pass efficiency could jump from 74% to around 82%, significantly reducing pressure on the offensive line and creating more sustained drives. Imagine the Seahawks, currently holding a 10-3 record in the NFC West, gaining an even more balanced attack, reminiscent of the 2019 Patriots when they boosted their receiving yards after acquiring Gronk. Kelce's presence would add an extra dimension to the Seahawks' offense, making them even tougher to defend and opening up opportunities for other weapons like Fant, who's already been productive with 450 yards and a PFF grade of 82.7. His addition would not only improve the passing game, but also help control the clock, especially against teams that rely on their rushing attack, which Seattle has struggled with at times, giving up around 110 rushing yards per game. Now, the projections for a move like this are staggering. Adding Kelce could result in an increase of around 850 total yards for the tight end position on the team, reducing pressures on Smith and the offensive line by about 1-2 sacks per game. Historically, this kind of move is comparable to what George Kittle did for the 49ers in 2023, raising their offensive efficiency by roughly 14%. And with the Seahawks' front seven allowing over 110 rushing yards per game, Kelce's ability to create mismatches and sustain drives could extend games by an extra 4 minutes, giving Seattle a significant edge in late-game situations. But what about the bigger picture? Well, if the Seahawks manage to pull off this move, their Super Bowl odds would skyrocket. According to DraftKings, their chances jump from +600 to +400 as the playoffs approach. Kelce's playoff experience, over 400 yards in postseason play, could be the X factor that pushes Seattle over the top. especially considering how clutch he's been against division rivals like the 49ers. His ability to dominate in cold, high-pressure playoff environments would make him a nightmare matchup for defenses, particularly at Lumen Field, where linebackers often struggle to keep up with his route running and agility. Now, it's important to recognize how this move fits into the broader context of the Seahawks' current season. Seattle has been playing some of its best football in recent years, largely because of their versatile offense led by Geno Smith and a solid defense that's improved in recent weeks. The addition of Kels could push the Seahawks from a good team into a great one, elevating the offense's overall efficiency and providing that extra spark needed in tight playoff games. The team's ability to sustain drives, reduce turnovers, and keep defenses on their heels would be amplified by the presence of a player of Kels's caliber. Fans are already buzzing about the potential of this trade. It's not just about adding a star, it's about transforming the identity of the team, making them more multi-dimensional and unpredictable. The Seahawks have built a strong foundation, and acquiring Kels would be the ultimate move to push them over the edge. It would also send a message to the rest of the league that Seattle is serious about competing at the highest level, not just now but for years to come. With the right pieces around him, Kels could be the final piece that turns the Seahawks into perennial contenders, echoing the Chiefs' recent dominance with Travis Kelce at the heart of their offense. Let's not forget the history of tight ends in Seattle. Even before Kelce, the Seahawks have always valued versatile tight ends who can block and catch, like Will Dissly and Noah Fant, but Kelce would take that to a whole new level. His red zone production, 15 touchdowns in the playoffs alone, would give the Seahawks a reliable target in clutch situations. His ability to create mismatches in coverage, especially against linebackers and safeties, would open up opportunities for Smith to find open receivers and extend drives in crucial moments. And for the Seahawks, this isn't just about the present. It's about setting up a future where their offense can be as dynamic and unstoppable as the best in the league. Kelce's veteran leadership and playoff experience would be invaluable for a team eager to make a deep postseason run and perhaps even get back to the Super Bowl stage. The excitement among fans is palpable. Imagine witnessing Kelce lining up in the Seattle offense, creating chaos for defenses and helping the Seahawks finally conquer their division rivals with a new potent weapon. In conclusion, if this trade materializes, it would be a game changer. The Seahawks would be acquiring not just a player, but a symbol of excellence and playoff greatness. It would be a strategic move, balancing their roster and elevating their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy once again. The combination of Smith's leadership, the emerging defense, and Kelce's unmatched skill set could be the perfect storm that Seattle needs to reach new heights. The NFL landscape might never be the same, and Seahawks fans, you should be excited about what's potentially coming next. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.